What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy. Welcome back to my vlog, and I guess this is kind of sort of going to be a part two of the return to Texas thought train process thing. And backstory on this just a little bit. So, as I was driving on my way back to Texas, there were a couple moments where traffic was moving really slow because of construction or bad weather or other things like that. But there was one particular point on I-30, I believe it was, in particular, transitioning to I-35 maybe, or something like that. I don't know, somewhere along I-30, where, it was going slow enough. I was kind of just there with my thoughts. I mean, I had music going on, but it was still, since I was alone in the car, I could kind of, reflect and think about whatever came to mind. And obviously, my first thought was, man, is traffic slow right now? Like, I wasn't moving very quickly at all. But then I kind of went back to this one Vsauce video I saw not too long ago. It's one of their more recent ones. I'll maybe link it in the description and or up around here somewhere. So I thought back to this video that actually, if you watch it, it makes you realize whether you notice it or not, you are constantly moving. Our planet is constantly moving around the sun. Your particular spot on the Earth is rotating around. And then not only is there that, but there's our whole galaxy that's moving in relation to the universe. So honestly, we're constantly moving some way or another. And a kind of train of thought process in my mind then took me to thoughts on progress. And I kind of came to this question in my mind of, is there such a thing as absolute progress? Because progress as a concept pretty much requires that you have a start point, or at least some sort of current point, an end point, and some sort of path between the two. It could be, a direct path like this, or it could be some squiggly kind of thingamajig like a lot of roads are near mountains and stuff. But point being, for there to be progress, there has to be kind of this thought out path in mind. So, when it comes to then comparing yourself to other people, whether it's your life in general, or your career, or your relationships, or any of that kind of stuff, really, progress can only be defined in two ways. The one way is how other people think you're progressing, but the other way is how you view yourself progressing. Because either you are going to let other people define your start point and end point and how you should go between those two, or you yourself are going to define that. So it was just kind of this really existential random thought process that I had as I was driving on my way back to Texas that really got me thinking, progress as a concept is actually very fluid. It's not, it's defined in what progress means, within the dictionary, within language terms. But in terms of what equals progress in certain areas of life, it's really up to interpretation. So I feel like I'm kind of going back to some of my early videos that were talking about career and just life in general and that kind of stuff, but I feel like this was a slightly different spin on all of that. So, basic point being, whether it is your career, your relationships, your life in general, you have one of two options. Either let other people decide what progress is, meaning they will define what your start point is, what your end point is, and how you get between those two. Or the other option is you define that yourself. And I think if you let yourself be the one to define that and not rely on other people to define it for you, it's gonna, make you a lot happier in life, certainly a lot happier with where you are in life. And it'll kind of bring about a different approach to things rather than sticking to just these, assumed societal norms of how things are supposed to progress. You can set that standard and that idea for yourself. So anyway, yeah, that was kind of my other interesting major thought that I had while I was on my way back to Texas. So it made me think for a little while. Certainly, if you have thoughts on that topic, leave that down in the comments section below, because I'm still trying to think through, is there such a thing as absolute progress? I mean, maybe for certain concepts there is, like time, it's always progressing because it's time. It just keeps on ticking, in some cases literally, with clocks in the room and that kind of stuff. But for a lot of aspects of our own lives, progress, there's no such thing as absolute progress because it can be defined in different ways. Now that I've kind of summarized those thoughts, again, if you have thoughts on this topic or ideas for others, leave that down in the comments section below. I've come to the realization that my channel is, starting to get some views. It's got a little bit of a following. I'm certainly not a PewDiePie or a Markiplier or anything like that yet, but who knows where this could go. I honestly didn't think this would go anywhere, but as I'm recording this, at least, I'm edging up on 500-ish views for my channel. I think it's closer to like 475. But anyway, so I don't know. There are some things that I could end up doing with this that I didn't think would even remotely end up happening. So if you want to join in that discussion, feel free to send me a message on my YouTube profile, or I think I have my Twitter account linked on my YouTube homepage somewhere within the banner. I think it's normally. So if you want to get in touch with me that way, give me some feedback, some thoughts on where my channel can go and different things that I can do. I'm open to that, especially now that I realize that, hey, this is actually a thing that could maybe sort of go somewhere a little bit. So anyway, random little update kind of attached to the end of this. But anyway, so with all that being said, you know the usual stuff: like, share, subscribe, all that if you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking forward to more stuff, yeah, I hope you will stick around and join me in my little ride through life as I'm communicating little snippets of it to you. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Later.